Hi, this is a demo of the old vintage clock that we have for sale on eBay. These are French style clocks that were made in the 70s or 80s. They're made to look older than they are. They are very solid wood throughout, but on the surface, it's not inlaid wood. It's a designed look on the outside. So I'm not sure how they did that, but as you zoom in, you'll see that it's more of an image that was printed. But it is really nice view that you can see as you look on it. So it has brass hardware throughout on the corners. The hardware is screwed in with these screws, same style screws throughout. The figurine on top is also brass. It is made of more than one piece, I believe, because you can see a little bit of a gap between the arm and the body, and same thing on the leg here. So it's about 3 pieces, maybe more, I'm not sure. So that's the hardware. There is glass on the front and on the sides. The glass on the front was probably replaced, and you'll see why we think that. Whoever replaced this did a sloppy job, and they used 2 different adhesives just around, and it wasn't done very nicely. So you see in several areas it sticks out. It's on the glass. So the sides look okay. It's just this side that has the issue. Really thick. You'll see that the body of the clock is very thick wood. So that's at least, it's about an inch, probably more, an inch and a half maybe thickness. And you have a nice brass with a porcelain, I believe this is porcelain, clock face. So that's the front. There is one more issue, and that's on the hinge of the clock. You'll see that it may have come out at one point, and you see a little bit of a chip around the hinge portion, and you can look on the other side as well to see that. On the portion that closes, so it doesn't have a locking mechanism. It has this rod that's rough, and basically as you push it in, it goes into this hole, and it's supposed to lock itself based just on friction. But if you close it like this and you swing the clock around, the door will swing out. It's not holding firmly, so be cautious when you're moving the clock. So let's also look at the pendulum. A very nice pendulum, clean, hairline scuffing on the smooth portion of it. It has really nice hardware, and it's clean. I'm going to take this out, and I'll take it out carefully. So as I take this out, notice that there's a couple of dings here on the wood. Probably somebody was taking out the pendulum and just struck the wood. So be cautious when you're doing that. You can see that it has a nice wooden handle with a brass end. And basically, as you put it in, be very cautious. I'm going to turn this around so you can see how to hang this pendulum. So you can see the back, nice and clean, painted black. Same thing on the locking mechanism as in the front. The clock is wound, so it will move fast without the pendulum. You can see a Hermle's, I believe it says Hermle's FHS Germany movement in here. These are very nice quality movements. It chimes on the hour, on the quarter hour, and on the half hour. So as you put this in, just make sure you don't have it backwards. So the back, we're looking at the back right now, so just put it in carefully and slide it in over the hinge like that, and then just give it a gentle swing and the clock will start moving. Also, the chiming mechanism does have a kind of a locking mechanism to stop it from chiming, and you can see it kind of from, if you look from the bottom in, there's two things here. You would push them in all the way until they touch the hammers. It will keep the hammers from moving. And then same thing on the other side. You would just swing it in, and now you've locked the hammers from moving. So I'll go ahead and open both of these so we can hear a chime. All right, let's swing it back around. Just gotta do that carefully. So while we're getting it swinging, it does come with, I believe this is the original key that came with it. Fits just perfect. It's wound fairly tightly, so I don't want to overdo it. You can hear that. Okay, and then we'll advance the minute hand gently forward. So that's the half hour, and we'll advance to the 45-minute mark. And we'll advance to the hour mark. So I chimed 1 for the first hour, and I've had this running for 2 days. It kept time perfectly, and it was chiming as it should on the hour, on quarter and a half. And then finally, the shelf for the clock. It is also a nicely made shelf, very solid. So it has 2 pieces of wood on top, and you can see that there's these like layers of wood here. I don't know what the bottom portion made of, but it does have nicely designed, I mean, the wood is bent into shape, nicely painted, very solid, has 2 hinges, has some backing on it. So also on the front, I don't know what material they used here to cover the wood, but it does have that crackling or like very fine cracking on the surface. So that's the shelf. And then lastly, did want to show you that this is about 30.5 inches tall, and I believe it's about 14, a little over 14 inches wide. So it is a very large clock. If you have any questions, send a message on eBay. Thank you.